A year ago, it's Isaiah Pacheco. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now here's Mahomes. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
You could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
This is taken around the 12. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now Lawrence. Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
Normally he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. He was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Pacheco once again. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. He's not going to get there. That wasn't going to be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Hey, run!
They'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just 1 more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
So back back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Mahomes now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to score when you do that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Taken from just outside the 30. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Ridley was one of the game's brightest young stars in 2020. Hasn't played since early in the 2021 season. But Jacksonville made a low-cost move to bring him in and see if he can return to the game with the form he once had.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. Down to the 41. You talk about this Chiefs defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
30 left. Silver.
Here's Lawrence. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Hey, easy. Ralph, Ralph. Ralph, Ralph.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here is 3rd and 5. Now Lawrence to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
ETN up the middle. Oh, a heck of a move. And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Now Lawrence now going to move him around. On second down, ETN once more. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
They go play action with Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. Touchdown! Travis Etienne. His 4th touchdown on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
McManus's point after is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mahomes going to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Chiefs 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
Hey, run!
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Hey, Lion!
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Lawrence. And It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Pacheco gets it, tries the left side. And a short gain here, down to the 22. Tackle made by Foley Fadukasi, the former UConn Husky.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second and 9. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Oh, that's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect it. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Second and 10. Here's Lawrence again. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, and it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Woodley. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
And a great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 14-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Lawrence will try again after the pick six. This one complete to Christian Kirk.
Lawrence will pass. Complete to number 13, Christian Kirk. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
Now 2nd and 3. Now Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right back to him for 10 more and a first. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in, and it's in sync with his quarterback.
And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And ETN going to have a Jags first down up near midfield, spotted at the 48. Now Lawrence on first down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Lawrence will throw. And this one's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
13, Lou. Silver.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. James now to return it. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yes.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back on the back seven, phenomenal.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lawrence. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Etienne trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1.
Here we go.
One more time with Etienne. And this time he is in. Travis Etienne, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this 3rd quarter. No return here for Clay Brooks, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that 1st half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the 2nd half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. Another tote for Etienne. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. A give running right, Etienne down to about the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now Lawrence. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
On third down, Lawrence. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
And they'll run with Etienne. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a third time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Go, go. Hey, I'm going. 11. Here we go.
Lawrence. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Here we go.
They'll try to run with Etienne. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. McManus's point after is good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Pacheco. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs have got it back to within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Clay Brooks going to bring this one out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Rolling to his left. His throw incomplete.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
I tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's Lawrence to throw. A short throw to Ingram. Room to maneuver at the 35. And down to the 29-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
11.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were heading for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Here we go.
They'll run with ETN and trying to shake free, but ETN cannot. The defense will stop him short. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Rip, 23.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
11, Haggett.
Here's Lawrence. He'll get this off to Etienne. Touchdown, Jaguars! Travis Etienne. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Mahomes to throw once more. Flush to his right. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, 53 yards. And the Chiefs have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Yeah, they would have been happy with a 1st down, but this is even better. Once he's past the marker, it's cream cheese from there. And he bumps it to the outside, and it's just going to run away from defenders on his way toward the pylon.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Claybrooks going to bring this one out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now Lawrence to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 45 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
On 1st down, right back to ETN. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Let's go. 13 loop.
Now Lawrence. Flushed out right. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Hey, I'm gun. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by McManus is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Stand up. Do the he say, she say, getting no delay, run it like relay, bro. You ain't got it like this. In my can't see straight, big fur jacket from eBay, looking timeless. Hey, I gotta let my skin fade marinate. We gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Captain's armband, I'm making key plays when I'm doing shows. Gotta get all pre